Tonight, Republican opponents of Obamacare have another opportunity to say, "I told you so." A third video has now surfaced of one of the plan's architects insulting the Americans who supported his work. Comments he called a mistake and off the cuff this week. All this comes as a new Republican majority in the next year's Congress prepares its efforts to repeal the controversial law. Correspondent Doug McElway has the story of yet another video causing Obamacare supporters heartburn.
The incendiary remarks by one of Obamacare's chief architects, MIT economics professor Jonathan Gruber, have gone viral with hundreds of thousands of views. He claims Obamacare was intentionally written in a tortured way to hide the taxes that would have killed the bill.
Lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass.
Gruber tried to walk back the remarks in an appearance yesterday on MSNBC.
The comments in the video were made at an academic conference. I was speaking off the cuff, and I basically spoke inappropriately, and I regret having made those comments.
But Gruber has repeatedly argued that a tax on insurance policies would be political suicide.
You just can't get through. It's politically impossible. And it's actually incredibly hard to make a good political case for this.
In other clips, Gruber told audiences that it was then Senator John Kerry who proposed the idea of hiding taxes on insurance plans.
Senator John Kerry had a very clever idea. He said, let's call it instead a tax on insurance companies and not a tax on insurance plans. It's a very clever, basic exploitation of the lack of economic understanding of the American voter. But that passed. The American voter is too stupid to understand the difference.
Many say sheer repetition suggests that Gruber was not speaking off the cuff.
Remember, as Nancy Pelosi said, first you have to pass it before you get to find out what's in it. We knew it was written in a way that was really deliberately written to deceive the American people, and now people are paying the price.
It was put together by a bunch of elitists who don't really fundamentally understand the American people.
A recent Fox News poll supports Dean's point. It found that 55% of Americans believe the administration misrepresented the law to get it passed. Right. In a 2012 PBS interview, Gruber said President Obama's support for the tortured wording was worthy of a profile in Courage.
They were all about times politicians didn't listen to the public and did what was right, not what political expediency would say. And this was a profile in Courage.
The Supreme Court will hear a challenge to Obamacare next year that could invalidate federally operated exchanges in 30 states. As Fox News reported in July, Gruber may have unintentionally made a case for the plaintiffs.
I think what's important to remember politically about this is if you're a state and you don't set up an exchange, that means your citizens don't get their tax credits. But your citizens still pay the taxes that support this bill.
Even if the plaintiffs lose that suit in the Supreme Court, the new Republican majority has indicated its intention to chip away at the law in the next Congress and starve it of the funding that is its lifeblood. Brett?
Doug, thank you.